Hello, friends. We have Mr. Sanjay Pal from Hyderabad, and we are talking about the sales because there is a belief that people always find difficulty in selling, and it has been the problem worldwide. But sales is the oxygen for any company, for that matter. Better the sales is, better the company's size is. More the sales is, and better the company's size is. But one thing is very, very important, that lot of resistance comes as far as selling is concerned, especially when the price is high. When you are selling premium products, especially in the pharmaceutical field. And let us ask from the expert, Mr. Sanjay Paul from Hyderabad, and let us ask what exactly is selling, and especially the pricing is high, and customers are asking for the discount again and again, especially if the customer is very much educated, and the customer is very much there are a lot of competitors as well. So let us ask him how to handle it. That is very, very critical. Yes, Mr. Sanjay.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Abhishek, giving me an opportunity to, share my thoughts, share my views on, the topic you said. Yes, I would agree with you that, the price when you are pitching, your product, when you are doing a sales call, there are certain objections definitely which are posed by by your customer. And with my experience, my few years of experience, whatever I had in this, selling industry or the selling profession, what I found is one of the toughest, thing which you need to handle during a sales call is the objection, and that too the objection related to the price. Because if I go as a buyer to anybody, if I go to a shop, what I look forward is definitely I want the best of the product, but I would not like to pay high for that. And similarly, when you go to your customers, even the customers also will be in the same frame of mind. Well, coming back to your question, what is or how you should be tackling, that particular thing. Well, before I get into how to handle it, I would like to, share with you what you should not do, or you should not never do when you get this kind of an objection by your customer. So first thing which I feel is that whenever these kind of questions or whenever this kind of objections are being posed, first thing happens is you become panic. You tend to panic, and you feel that okay, that's it, my sales call ends here. I would say you should never panic. First thing, you should be calm. The moment the customer says that your product is costlier than your competitor, you should not get panicked. You just keep your calm. And as I said, you should not automatically assume that you have lost that particular customer or that particular sale, right? The next thing is you should never try to criticize that particular customer, as because he is trying to compare your product with your competitor in terms of price. And obviously you should be definitely not taking it personally, right? Because he might be telling you, and he might be telling you in a very, very harsh way that your product is cost, but you should not take it to yourself. Now coming to the points what you should be doing. Okay, the moment you get this kind of an objection, the first thing I feel is, I'm giving you these inputs, and I'm telling you these things with my experience. Okay. what I have seen, what I have been doing, and this is what I'm trying to share with you. So the first thing is, like, as I said, never panic. At the same time, you start a conversation with the customer.
Right.
Okay, you just, the moment he poses that particular question, give a pause. Please do not hurry up to your answer. Give a pause and start a conversation. Try to understand the psyche of the customer, like what exactly. See, because the customer might be in a different frame of mind when he is asking you that question, when he is giving you that objection. There could be two, three, four reasons. Okay. First thing, as I said, do not get panic and start with a conversation. Try to understand like what exactly he wants. Second thing is, like, acknowledge that if you know that your product is costlier, please acknowledge it. Do not try to get into a kind of hurry worried answer. Okay, fine, but yes, but no, not all those things. You accept it. Yes, my product is costlier than that, but at the same time, you need to make him understand why it is costlier. That is very important. If you can sell him that, that whatever he is trying to invest, or that he will get a proper, result out of it, a return out of it, that's it. Your work is done. I'll give you an example. When you talk to your, we meet the doctors, all right, and 99 out of 100 times, the doctors will definitely pose this particular objection that
Correct.
your price is costlier. It's your brand is costlier than the other one. So why should I, prescribe your brand? So there, what you can do is, as I said, accept. Yes, sir. It is costlier, and at the same time, why it is costlier? You just give him 1, 2, 3, 4 points. You know what's the USP of your products. Just highlight those USPs, and then you tell him that, sir, as I told you, that these are the plus points of my product. That if you are prescribing this to your patient remains with you. If he gets cured, he gets a better, the efficacy is good, and if he gets a good results out of it, he remains with you. So that's exactly what you are trying to do with that particular, the psyche of that particular customer, that the patient remains with you. So you are trying to tell him that whatever investment you are doing, all right, by prescribing a costlier brand, the return what you get your patients loyal to you, staying with you. All right, that's very important. Another important aspect of it is, like, as when you are talking to the customer, you need to find out whether he's posing that particular objection just because to get rid of you, just to avoid or go away with your sales call, or he is really concerned about the price. Is he really, you can say, can he afford, is he in a position to prescribe such kind of brand where he gets a wealthy patient? So for example, you go to a doctor where he is surrounded by patients who are not very well to do. He cannot write a costlier brand. That's his constraint. He's not purposely, telling you that your brand is costly, because he knows that he cannot prescribe a costlier brand to his patient. The class of patient he gets is not from, that segment of the society where he can pay a huge amount of money to buy the medicine, right? And of course, as I told you, like, the best thing is, like, to tell him that this is this is the best product. Again, you talk about your USP, and obviously after last, if you see 1, 2, 3, 4 whatever points I told you, if you see that okay, all these points are like matching and it's falling on its place, the last thing you need to ask yourself that is this particular customer really worth for me? Is he in a position to use or write or buy, a costlier brand? If your answer is no, I don't think that's the right customer you're with. So this is how Mr. Abhishek, the points which I told you, it's what I have been following, what I have seen, and what I've learned all through my, of course, around 20, 22 years of, sales experience. So this is how I'm sure you will agree with what I said right now.
You are very right, and I have seen a lot of brand managers and regional managers, sales managers, representatives. Even in the training program, people say that yes, the most difficult part of selling is selling the brand to yourself. And until you love your brand, until you love yourself, until you love your customers, you will not be able to do great selling. Actually, you can do mediocre selling, but not loving your brand or your company or yourself or your customers. So how important all these aspects are in your personal experience over a period of so many years, more than 2 decades of experience?
Well, what I understand is, again, it's my personal view, as you said rightly, that if you are not convinced yourself, the product which you are trying to sell, I don't think it will be easy for you to do it, because first thing is that you need to be convinced enough that the product which you are talking about is good, and otherwise you will not be able to talk to people with conviction. It's that's how it is. See, for example, I use one particular brand of mobile phone, right? And I have been using that for quite some time, and I know that the features, the service, the quality is good. Until and unless I'm convinced, I will not be able to, tell others that okay, I will not be able to recommend them to buy that particular brand.
Very good.
So it's the same thing. Until and unless you are convinced enough about your product, you cannot sell it. And how do you do it? You do it by learning and more about your product. You need to learn even your competitor products as well, the similar products. That's how you get more confidence. And obviously your brand managers will definitely help you with the USPs, and definitely they will help you with what are the kind of advantages your product has to convince yourself. So that's what I do.
Very true. And no, they say that people say, okay, they I have sold something and then I've been selling it, and how to improve it actually. Selling skills. If one want to improve their selling skill, what is the methodology one can apply so that they can continuously improve upon? Because some people they say that okay, I am from some medium, some local school, I cannot speak good English, or I cannot convince the customers. I have my maybe I'm lean, I'm fat, I'm fair, I'm dark, whatever it may be. They say a lot of reason, and they say that okay, this is not possible this time, and that is the one thing. And second thing is people say that okay, they go for the first time to the customer, and they ask for the prescription support in the first visit itself. So I heard somebody said that it is like meeting the customer for the first time is meeting the girl for the first time, and proposing the girl in the first visit itself is not at all good. How you find this thought actually to be
See,
true?
there are multiple questions, in what you asked. I would like to take it one by one. Now, the first part of your question was how to enhance your skills. Now, let me tell you, Mr. Abhishek, see, obviously, whenever you work in a company, there are, mentors, there will be people, there will be brand managers, your trainers to help you out to sharpen your skills. But you cannot sharpen your skills until and unless you practice them in reality.
Very
All
true.
right. Here, I would like to give you an example of the great Sachin Tendulkar. Okay, and obviously he also got trained. It was not that he was obviously he was born with talent, of course, but his talent could have been of no use if he wouldn't have practiced it. He wouldn't have sharpened his skills. So how do you do it? You practice it. You practice it in your marketplace, and it's quite okay that you tend to fail. You might fail many times, and what I understand, what I feel is in sales, it's like there are more failures than success. All right. So sharpening your skills will definitely it will happen by practicing it, and obviously you need to apart from practicing you need to attend some classes. Obviously you need to attend some webinars. You need to look in for some of the skill enhancement programs by some of the great people. All right. Apart from that, again, coming back, as you said, meeting the girl for the first time and proposing, okay, it can be a disastrous, all right? So, you know your limitations. When you are going to a customer, you know your limitations. So, you should not be like too outspoken, be inside what you know, because I have seen many people, that when they meet, and here when we talk about the pharma selling, most of the time we are meeting the most intellect people in the society, okay, and it's very difficult to fool them very easily, right? So you need to be very careful because you cannot talk to them anything and everything you like, and you need to be in a sound knowledge. Again, coming to knowledge, when you say that how to enhance your skills, as I said, look, there are multiple things which you need to do to enhance your skills. It's not only that you only go to you attend some webinars or you attend some classes, training classes, and you learn. No, it's not like that. Or only that you go and practice it. No, just practicing it without having a proper knowledge is of no use. You might be practicing something which is not correct, which is incorrect. Okay, so you need to know your subject, you need to know your product, and then with the help of your seniors, please go to the market and start practicing it. I feel there is no shortcut to your success. So this is how it might take a little time. You cannot expect yourself to be a great sailor overnight. It doesn't happen, and nobody has become a great sailor overnight. Okay, so you need to practice. You need to give time to yourself, and that's how it can happen.
And there's like when you started your career more than 20 years before, and today, if you can see the scenario is entirely different. Those days, people they never had they had the books and all. Though internet were there, but it was not so popular. It was very costly those days. People never used to have internet in their mobile, and nowadays people have access to all the information of the world through mobile, through various channels and medias. So how difficult or how easier it is today to gain the knowledge and gain the confidence in the doctor's chamber or customer's chamber today and way back 22, 23 years before when you started your career.
Well, Mr. Abhishek, there are two sides of it, I would say. See, I remember when we started our career and when we used to go for a training, it used to be a linear training. The training days used to be maybe of 15 days or maybe 20 days or something like that. Now, this training days has been reduced to maybe a week or so. Okay. That's one demerit. That is one thing which I feel that it shouldn't have changed that way. But due to various reasons, I think many companies are doing that. They give the training for a week and then they leave them to the field. In our days, it used to be a very stringent training, and It used to be, when I say stringent, it used to be really stringent. Right. Now coming to the point, as you said, internet, the different medias, whether it is a print media, whether it is the social medias. Obviously, yes, people of today's generation, they have a lot of opportunity and a lot of means where they can refer and they can learn, which it was not there during our time. We had a very limited source of getting information. Either it used to be our seniors, sometimes our colleagues, or maybe juniors, and maybe some journals or books which we used to get, maybe in some library or something, or maybe in the office library as well. Today, at a click of a mouse, you can get everything and anything whichever you want in the internet. So I feel it's quite easier for today's generation to learn things and get things in the track. And obviously, what I feel is there is another problem with today's generation, I would say, because they always want a shortcut for the success, which generally doesn't happen. That's how I feel.
So thank you, Mr. Sanjay, for your valuable time and the valuable insights you have given, that you have collected over a period of more than 2 decades of experience. And we are really thankful to you because you have given your most important, valuable answers, and which you have acquired over a period of your experience of more than 2 decades. So thank you very, very much, and see you in the next video. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.